So I figured I'd do this for about, oh shoot, 30 minutes or so. I'm not quite sure what time it is. It's 3:10. So, so anyway, here I am, my sleep muff. I did an earlier video, 3-minute video on them and stuff. It's just, I got the 101s on right now because I'm kind of testing them out. I stopped wearing them for a while because they were kind of cramping my ears a bit. So I just kind of like, yeah. And the 105 seemed a lot more comfortable, even though they were shallow. And it's like I showed on the 3-minute video. So what I'll do is, whenever I'm done with this live and everything, I'll compare that video with this one right here that's live. Like I said, I'm probably going to do 20 minutes on this. So anyway, a lot of things have been happening. My dog, instead of going under the blanket, he likes to stay on the blanket next to my feet. And if my legs are kind of, if I'm laying on my bed and my legs are like this, the point this way and my butt's this way, he likes to lay right in the freaking crook. Right in the dang crook, y'all. And I cannot move my darn legs. I can't move my blanket. I got to stay right where I am so I don't disturb him. He's such a spoiled little fella. Herbie. Herb, you dead? Hey, you dead? Herbie. He's like, what? What do you want, Dad? Look at this kid. Are you comfortable, son? Huh? Are you comfy? Yeah, don't wake me up, Dad. But anyway, just a little bit of update-ish type of stuff. I can kind of feel it right there on the back of my earlobe right here. A little bit of pinching type pain from the earmuffs. And I think let's see what these are, 101s. Yeah, I think these are 101s. Yep, they are. And so it just can be, sometimes it can be a little bit of a pinch on the back of the, like your ear, the back of your ear, where your earlobe comes out of your ear, or it connects into that part that connects to your head. If you go to put your ear in there sometime, especially when you got the furry stuff on there. Hey, Roman, how you doing? And sometimes what it is that when you get your earlobe in there, that very back part between your earlobe and the back of your head, where it's kind of, where kind of, you can feel the in between spot there. That kind of pinches there, For me, it does, but I don't know why. It's weird. I have no idea. So it just seems for me the 105s are a whole lot better. Hello, hello. And for whatever reason, they're a whole lot better. And these 101s, even though they're deep, I mean, they are deep. Let me just pull them off to show you how deep they are. See, that's one thing it does. Whenever I put those on, it kind of does this to my ear. And the 105s kind of do that too, but they're not as bad, even though they're shallow. What it is, it kind of pinches on the back of my ear a little bit. These 101s, Peltor Optime 101s. Let me see, I'll flip it around so you can see it. See, I mean, the earmuffs. Oh, I got a light. I can show that. Let me see if I got a light on here. Yeah, there we go. These earmuffs are freaking deep. I can put my thumb in there. You see how deep it is? Yeah, so I got them covered in fur, so that's like different. So, I mean, you can't really see how deep they are. But this is what they are. They're green 101 off times. And like I said, your finger just goes forever in there. And you take them out. That's how deep they go. Right about in there. Just something else. Yeah, I have. I just was about to get to that. I haven't been doing a whole bunch of the sleep session type of videos and stuff like that since the last time I did it was a few months ago, but I didn't really call it that. I didn't really call it a sleep muff session. It was one for 5 hours, and I did one for like a tenth of that. Here, I'm gonna spin. And so anyway, I was wanting to I was wanting to get back to them, but I got into things like the thing with Princess Diana, and then I got into the thing with Amy Lynn Bradley, and then stuff like that. I kind of got focused on other stuff, and I realized too that my videos were where they used to be saying, you got all these views, you got all this, you got all that, and I'm like, oh wow, cool. Kind of tapered off a bit after I started doing I was doing Princess Diana, and that was kind of going well too, and everything. But when I got on Amy Bradley and everything, which was it was emotional roller coaster. Believe me, I was really emotional watching that darn show and everything on Netflix, and talking with her brother, and with people who were interested in her case and everything. It was just really empathetic, emotional roller coaster ride. But it still is, because I mean, I'm looking into things and want to try to help them out all, but I've been kind of neglecting my channel, and I can't do that. And I want to get views. I'm not really worried about monetization or anything so much. They were trying to see if they wanted to send me some. They were trying to pay me out or something like that. But then they said if I did that, then I couldn't. I think I had a couple. I forgot how much it was like 30 or 40 bucks on there or something. And they said if I couldn't, if I didn't do that, then it would go to some kind of thing, or I forgot what it was. But I couldn't use AdSense later on. I was like, nah, I'll just go ahead and keep what I got. Don't worry about giving me any money. Because this was from a few years ago, because I made money off of YouTube until they changed stuff. But anyway, I'm trying to get to the point where I got a few thousand subscribers and everything. But I've had this channel since 2011, 2012, 2011, something like that, for 13 years. But and my primary videos were about the Bible and stuff. But anyway, yeah, so I was just doing these sleep muff videos and stuff, and quite a few people liked it and everything. I don't know how many of you liked it, but I'm glad you liked it. And I don't know if that was you, Ian, or Eamon, or who else was it here? Roman, maybe? I don't know. But anyway, I just really like, oh, okay, cool. People like it. For some people, I think it's just a really, really weird thing. It's just a really odd thing to see for a guy to be playing with earmuffs and stuff like that, and hearing protectors, and I give them away too. If you can see this, you see this the tote right there that's full of them. The top tote is full of old ones I collect just for the hell of it. And the bottom one that says new, that's the ones I give away. So I can't give him away. He'll drive somebody crazy. I tell you, this dog is like, why do my light go off? This dog is like, he's like got ADHD for like, he's like 11 years old, 12 years old, and however many dog years is that. I don't know, but he drives me crazy. Sometimes I love him to death. He's my pup, but he drives me crazy. He'll be walking around, wandering around, and drives Steph crazy, drives me crazy at night. And just tap, tap, tap. You can hear his calls on the darn floor going from bedroom to bedroom. He doesn't know which one he wants to go to. But anyway, concerning all that. So yeah, these are just great. I mean, and for some people whose ears aren't really all that big, they'll probably be even wonderful. So also, like I said, if you go to Amazon, you go to Brook and Bay, I think I got a tutorial on there of how to you take the earmuff fuzzy things off, the fur off, and you put them on there. And before you do that, though, if you just make a little hole here and a little hole on the other side in them, you flip them inside out, they'll line right up. And I show how to take the headband off and all that stuff, and then you can line it right up, put them on there, and how to cut a little slit into the earmuff itself. If you really want to do that with hearing protectors, that's to say, if you are really looking forward to doing that, or you can just use your Brook and Bay just for regular earmuffs and just to keep your ears warm. But they're not gonna. They block out a little bit of sound, but they're not gonna block out a whole bunch. But I just don't get sometime while like a lot of cartoon videos and stuff like that and everything else. Like movies and shows. There's one I have posted on here from a year and a half ago where it has uh, the Santa Clauses, where Santa Claus's daughter, Tim Allen's daughter, real life daughter, she's wearing earmuffs trying to protect her ears from all the sounds and everything she keeps hearing. And really, it just seems like they're using furry earmuffs as hearing protectors. While they do a little bit here of a ear blocking sound, they don't do a whole lot. But they do muffle some of the sound out, but not a whole bunch. Not to where if you go outside and shoot a gun, or if you're outside in a noisy area, putting earmuffs, furry earmuffs over your ears aren't gonna block the sound out, to where it doesn't hurt your ears. They might keep your ears warm, but they're not gonna protect your hearing. Let's just say it like that. These are what these are. This is what these are. These are Pelter 3M Pelter 101s, Optime 101s, and they protect your hearing. They're what you call passive. Passive meaning that they aren't electric, they're electronic, they're not Bluetooth. They just simply go over your ears. They're for auditory protection. Then you got things like this, which are the same thing, but they're you can limit what you hear and what you don't hear. These are the Protect 2s. I put a new headband on there. So Protect 3, sorry. These are the cheaper, skanky version of the Protect 1 and 2, I think. But anyway, that's just my opinion. But anyway, they do the same thing, but they give you a noise amplification that you can hear. That's why those speakers are on there. So they're electronic, but they're not Bluetooth. They're not headphones. They only amplify some sounds that you can hear, but the amplification of the sound is just enough so you can hear it, but not to hurt your hearing over 85 decibels. And so these are the same thing. These are what I wear usually here lately. Like I said, they're shallow. And I got the furry ones on there. I'll just show that in a second. But these are a step up from these right here. Those are 28, and these are 30. 30 noise reduction rating. So they block out a little bit more sound than those right there do. And these are the same thing, but that's the fuzzy things I'm talking about on them. And these are the ones that don't hurt my ears as bad. Now it depends on too how I lay on my head and everything. That's why I got this. That's why I got that little pillow thing there. That way when I lay in it, I kind of lay like that. Put it right there. And I also use my hand. I got to a point now where I kind of trained myself to use my hand, to use this part of my hand. That's probably why my thumb hurts a little bit at times, because I've done it so long. Whenever I lay and everything, I kind of do like this whenever I lay down. Whenever I'm laying against that pillow right there and I have those on, I kind of lay like that. That way there's a space, created space there, and kind of makes it, I don't know, it takes up space actually. I don't know how all that works, but it works. It works for me. It might not work for other people who do it, but it works for me. And along with that, I got these are the Aero Protects, or actually Tactical Pro, that's what they call it, but they're actually Protects. They have a speaker on them, but I used the furry muff part to cover that up because that's what it would be doing anyway. I don't really use these things or whatever, but I play around sometime and I just see how they feel. And they take the two AA batteries, and these are the older set. I can't remember how long ago I got these, but they were used. And about for the past 8 or 9 years, I've had a whole bunch, y'all. I mean, I've had a ton of hearing protector 3M earmuffs and other brands too. I mean, a ton. Here lately, I've kind of settled down a little bit, but oh my gosh, I just had a huge amount of them. And these right here are the 3M Pro Protects, and this really look pretty awesome, I have to tell you, in the black fur. And I'll be wearing these at times, and sometimes I can wear them. And if I want to listen to something that's, I want to hear something that's more hi-fi, more I can, listen to with kind of help me go to sleep or whatever. I'll wear these. I'll put these on. And again, with the depth of these things, I mean, they're not that deep. See, so and ears get pretty sore after a while. I'm over here itching my ear right now because sometimes if I wear certain ones, they get really sweaty. And I was wearing these the other day, and they got really sweaty in my ears. Not really, really sweaty, but kind of damp. They held in moisture. But I don't know, man. They just are really, really comfortable with the furry things on. I don't know what it is, why it is. But if you take these furry these furry muffs, and you put them on here and everything, and like I said, I showed a video on there how to do this. They are just, you just, the sense and feeling of just how they feel on your ears and stuff. I don't know what it is about it, but it just feels so good, and that's why I wear them. I know it looks weird. I know it looks crazy. I know it looks oddball on me and everything, and probably some other people would do it. They would get the same reply, or somebody saying the same thing. But I don't know. They just feel really, really, really nice. And I think they should make a lot of hearing protectors like this because they still block. Might not do it perfectly, but they block a lot of sound out. If they're hearing protector earmuffs, believe me, they will block a lot of sound out. Now as far as the noise reduction rating, if it says 30 on there, I think these are 28. These are 28, 26, if these are 28, 26, then you'll probably get a 25, 26 noise reduction rating or something like that, maybe a little bit more because you got the furry muffs on there. But it seems to me though, if they seal around your ears really nicely, then you probably get a very, very close to the same amount of protection as you would if you just had a vinyl ear things here, which is, if you can see it, I can't. It's kind of hard to do one hand. If you can see what I'm talking about here. You hear my fingers against it, but you don't see it. That vinyl part right there, that's what goes against your ears. That's the ear cups. That's what the ear pads, that's what they are. Ear pads and everything, which block your ears into the ear cups. What my finger is in is called the ear cup. The whole earmuff itself is an ear cup, which cups around your ear. But when you get them together, they're called ear muffs because they're muffling the sounds. But individually, they're called the ear cups because they cup around your ears. Some headphones don't do that. They don't cup around your ears, but these do. That's why they call it an ear. They got over the ear hearing protectors. That's what these are. Almost all the ones I got here are over the ear hearing protectors. And if they're not over the ears, then they're not going to protect your ears. Hearing, rather. The ones that go over your ears protect your hearing. The one that goes on your ears don't protect your hearing. And then they got this other one over here, this off-brand, which is about the same as the Peltor Pro Protect. And I'm gonna tell you something. When I got these things, I thought they could do the same thing. Hear things up and down. But only the volume goes up and down. I'm like, well, what do these do? What do these little microphones do? And what I'm gonna probably have to do one day is take these things apart and see what the primary uses for these things, and not unless you got like a phone call or something, and you use these for a phone call. But I'm thinking to myself, because I can't push a button. I mean, I can push the volume button uh, up and down, but they're not the kind of thing that hears outside sound like the Pro Protects do. They don't hear the outside sound and keep, kind of making go up and down. The sound goes up and down outside. You just put them on, and you can lower the volume of whatever's playing in your ears with this right here. And this, of course, is the power button right here. And this, I think they call it JB something. I forgot what you call them. I got them off of Amazon months ago. But yeah, these don't listen for outside sounds. Now, not unless you're on the phone with them or something or other. I don't know, but other than that, they don't do what these do, which amplify sound. And that's what where are these at? That's what that's what these did, Protex, and that's what golly, I'm buried in them. And that's what these did. These are Protect threes. They amplify outside sounds. So I'm thinking to myself, why else all that on there if it doesn't do that? I was about to send it back when I discovered that, but I said, nah, I'll just go ahead and keep them. And that was months ago. But yeah, as far as that goes, y'all, and everything, I've had a job with security for about 7 months since since my birthday. uh, what was it? Yeah, the day after my birthday. Before my birthday actually. And so I stayed with that job for like 7 months, and I just got tired of being manipulated. Got tired of being they're trying to gaslight me and everything about working positions. And sometimes, like I was doing there, and some of my videos, I did a couple of sessions where, well, I tried to, did one or two of them, where I was trying to get sleep because one minute they had me on this shift and they had me on the next shift, and I was like, I'd rather work this shift. And so it kind of knocked me around here or there, and some of that might have been my fault because what I wanted. And other times, I think it was really the managers. She was real nice and sweet, but she was just really manipulative, subtle about things. You couldn't really tell what she was really actually doing. And so was one other supervisor underneath her for the back gate. And I got tired of just dealing with it. I really did. I just like, look, and they would just seem like some things that we weren't supposed to do that we got kind of some of us got kind of she just kind of selected us above others because people who weren't giving her a lot of I don't know what you call it. They weren't out there trying to say, hey, you know, I got issues with this, I got issues with that, with all this being jerked around. Some people just like go with whatever she told them, work 16-hour shifts. And I said, I'm sorry, I am not working 16-hour shifts because that thing right there, if I don't get home, he'll poop the house up. And so if I didn't have a dog, maybe I don't know, but I just can't work 16-hour shifts. And that's what she was wanting. She was wanting somebody to kind of do whatever she wanted to do and manipulate. If they were manipulated, they were following her set of guidelines of rules, and they were fine. But sometimes they would take these guidelines and rules and they would manipulate them to get you to come in. Well, if you don't show up this and other, I mean, I'm like, look, I've been in security for 20 years. I know what kind of game y'all playing or you playing and everything. You might be nice about it. You might be subtle about it. You're sweet and kind of like, yeah, we're great. We talk and all this, that, and the other. But I can read you like a freaking open book because I've seen people just like you do the same things you're doing. So I'm not fooled. I kind of just let her know. I'm like, hey, hey, I'm cool with you, but I know what you're doing. What am I doing? I'm like, you're trying to twist my arm, trying to get me to come in and try to because you want to spend time with your family. And like, I get that. I understand that. That's not a problem. I get it. I understand. But don't try to gaslight me and manipulate me and twist my arm and bully me into working for you because you're going to use these rules and stuff. And if you're not, if you abandon post, I'm like, it's not even about that. And so when people get real desperate and stuff, and sometimes in some cases they're really nice, they get along with everybody, and especially account managers and supervisors, everybody's working fine, everybody's working nice. But the thing about it is that place where I came from, nobody could stay there. Everybody is either they didn't like it or they was finding problems with people who were there to begin with. And so she was trying to just do this thing with me where she saw me on my phone, but yet a month or two earlier she saw three or four of us on our phones and everything over there divesting type of. But she didn't write us up. But she saw me on my phone, and I told her I was getting a message, and I was looking at a message, and so she decided she was going to write me up, and that was the same day. I like, no, I'm not staying anymore. I'm just going to move on. So anyway, long story short, I'm gonna be starting another job. It's a temp job actually. I'm gonna be starting that on Monday. So I'll be working what I used to work, kind of very similar to what I used to work when I worked at Denso. And so I'll be able to do probably a little bit more sleep session things and stuff like that. We'll see. I'm kind of going over my time here. I'm 6 or 7 minutes over. But anyway, I'll probably be doing more of those and everything. And so whoever is interested in that, so just let me know in text if you're interested. If not, I won't do it. But I see I get a lot of views on this, and that's pretty cool. I like that. So anyway, I'm kind of looking forward to coming back to bed tonight because I love wearing these things. I'll just be truthful. I'm not the only one so much. I just love wearing them. I love to put them on my ears. I love the way they feel. I love the sleep I can get. I don't have to have any kind of music playing through them or whatever. I find that the electronics part make my ears sweat more than anything. But these, even though they're pretty shallow, they don't make my heart. They don't. If they sweat, they sweat just a little bit. I can't really even tell. But when I wear those deep ones, the one on ones, yeah, I get a little bit more sweat. But with these, it's amazing. I just find it very amazing that they're not bad on the ears at all, even though they're shallow. And like I said, it just depends on how I lay on my head. I mean, how I lay and everything, as to if my ears hurt, the earlobes. But for the most part, I can sleep with these things all day long if I had to. And they're very comfortable with the earmuffs things on them, Brooklyn Bay earmuffs. And like I said, my ear doesn't hardly ever sweat that much. And they just bring me a lot of peace of mind and a lot of, they just make me feel really good. That's that sense of security or whatever. I've seen some people say about wearing earmuffs to how it makes them feel, how comfortable it makes them feel. It just kind of gives that sense of security and all other stuff. I can't explain all that. I don't know what the words are for it, but I just feel really awesome wearing these things. You know what I mean? They feel really nice over my ears. And actually, I'm kind of testing them out right now. Really got that much right about in there, that much depth. A little bit more than I thought I did. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video and everything, and I hope I didn't ramble on too much. But that's what's going on in my life. Going to another job, and I was hoping to get even another job where I could do, driving trucks for delivery for parts and stuff. But we'll see how that goes. So I'll just go ahead and make this into a 30-minute video. But anyway, that's pretty much what my son's doing. He's doing the delivery driving and everything. That's what I used to do when I was younger. And my dad, he was a truck driver, so that kind of, anyway. But so like I said, I hope you enjoy the videos and stuff. And there's a whole crap ton of hand protector, furry earmuffed hand protectors that I got. But some people might find it really odd. Some might really weird. Guys like me do that kind of thing or whatever. I mean, well, you're not me, and I don't find nothing weird about it. I like to be able to go to sleep and have some peace and quiet because sometimes my I mean, I'm telling you, I got to have sleep. And here lately, because of all the shifting around of the schedule and stuff, and of course in my phone too, I have to blame it on myself too. There have been times I get only 2 to 3 hours worth of sleep, and there have been and back several months ago, I was getting more than that. I was going to get 4 or 5 hours of sleep. But here lately, since I ain't been working for like a week or so, I'll be going back to work Monday. I have been having the opportunity to sleep more to that way I can kind of acclimate to what I'm going to be working, which is from 4 to 2 something in the morning. So I'll get back around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, a little after 2 o'clock in the morning, and get back home. I can go to bed, and I don't have to get up till probably about like what 2:30 or so, and probably go and 3:30 go there and to the Waffle House, get me something to eat, and then go to work. So I'll have and then I have 3 days off, so I can do sleep sessions. I can do things like that. That would be awesome. Well, y'all, again, thanks for watching and everything. I hope you got something out of this. And again, if you're really interested in going to looking at, especially when the cold season's coming up now, to people who are really into that and everything, wearing hearing protectors plus the furry MF part, everything, and the people might like that kind of thing for or if you're outside of mowing the lawn or whatever, that's probably not the greatest idea in the world if you put furry parts on there, because it gets all dirty. But hearing protectors like 3M Pelter, 3M Work Tunes Connect, 3M Pro Protects, things like that for 3M are great things you can buy and purchase online and everything through Amazon, and they're really great. I really seriously would promote them because they're great hearing protectors, whether they're wireless, whether they're Bluetooth, whether they're passive, whether they're electronic, whatever you want to call it. Hearing protectors, earmuff hearing protectors. Brook and Bay, like I said, the furry ones are really nice and comfortable and cozy, and you can put those together and just make just a love sandwich for your ears. Anyway, I gotta get off here. I'm hungry and getting hungry, so I'm gonna get off here and go get something to eat. I might make another live video while I'm out. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna think about it. All right. Well, I hope y'all have a great one, and God bless. Take care. Especially speaking of which, I really need to get back on videos and start doing that. I've been kind of going astray in a lot of ways. Y'all just don't know. But anyway, I hope y'all have a great day, and God bless, and take care. And we're going to let this go for 33 minutes. How about that? And yeah, keep your ears safe and warm and cozy. See you later.